everybody, welcome to Pub Talk. Don Shanks, Alan Hudson. We'll get straight into it, Al. I said there'd be an avalanche last night at Stamford Bridge. You might have been thinking I was thinking about snow or hailstones or something, but I've never seen in my whole life Chelsea perform so badly.
Well, if there'd have been a crowd, there'd have been an avalanche towards the gates, wouldn't there? I mean, because...
an avalanche of abuse, I should think.
Oh, mate. Yeah, because they even said it on TV, if there was a crowd in here, they would have been walking towards the exits long before the end. It was a sorry... It was a typical game of what we expected before they came back to play in a lockdown situation. It was a poor... I mean, anybody watching that as an advert for Premier League football last night was...
Well, I mean, it was too slow. There was no imagination. Everything was like, you know, it was almost people were clusters of people all around the same ball. It was like, well, hold on, what's going on here? You know,
I don't think... No,
this isn't Chelsea. That wasn't Chelsea, in all due respect, attacking-wise. You know,
Well,
they've been pretty good going forward.
This should have been a Chelsea team trying to redeem themselves for what happened to Sheffield United.
No, yeah, I agree with that.
You
Yeah,
know,
definitely.
they should have come out showing Frank that, you know, we're better than that.
I mean, they're playing a team who's already gone.
Yeah.
Okay, there's no pressure and they're just playing away. But it's quite evident they're not collectively good enough.
It was a very...
And for Chelsea, you know, to be running the clock down with 2-3 minutes to go, what is going on here?
Yeah.
You know, I think Chelsea are way bigger than that, much better than that. All right, we all have a bad day at the office, but I mean, that really was. I mean, for the people who bet the overs on the goals, they just must have been pulling their hair out, you know.
Yeah.
I mean...
I done the crossword.
You did say it would be a low-scoring game.
I done the crossword halfway through. I thought, nah, it's not good enough. But, I mean, I
heard there was people screaming in their rooms, is it over yet? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what is going on? So, I can only think they've all got their minds on maybe Man United in the Cup this week or whatever.
I don't think so.
You know, he's left Mount out, he's juggled around. All right, Kante's got the hamstring and he's not available. But they just don't look right, Al. They really don't.
Well,
Even at the back, I can see a mistake coming any second. You know, that nice diagonal pass from the centre half to the left back, which the inside right of the opposition picks it up and goes and squares it for their centre forward to score. I see that coming any minute.
At the end of the day, Don, they were very lucky that Norwich ain't scored for 3 years, really.
Yeah.
They never looked like it. I felt sorry for the one that... The little kid Greenwood, I like him as a player.
Yeah.
And I was imagining him in a blue shirt.
Right.
He had plenty of energy. Good little footballer. I've liked him all along. And Chelsea had nothing like that. They didn't look like they had anybody.
Well, Pulisic looks their best sort of player, but he was beginning to run up like one-way streets, you know, trying to do a little bit too much. And Giroud, all right, he's a great big lump up there and he's a handful in the air, but it's just, you know, they didn't see him any... I mean, William just dropping back. What was he? Just walking around. He must have been talking to Marcus Rashford or something.
Oh, well.
You know, just stand on the right and, you know, have a jolly up out here. You
know,
you wanted a bit of, like, action. There weren't none.
But even looking at the line, it didn't seem as if there was any urgency.
I mean, looking at the line, looking at Frank's face, what about that?
Yeah.
If, like, you know, a picture could tell a story, my God.
Jody Morris cracked a little funny to him at one stage and he had a little laugh and Frank weren't very happy with it, you know, but to say you've got nothing to laugh about here, you know, we're in trouble.
Yeah, it was.
They're very fortunate that there's no crowd in there.
Yeah. So they got the result, which keeps them obviously in the driving seat for the Champions League.
Yeah.
They got a Man United semi-final of the Cup, but you'd like to think they'd be just a little bit better than that, wouldn't you? Well, they're going to have to be, aren't they?
Well, we do know. I mean, there's going to be no one at Wembley, but that will be a lot. It's a big occasion, and FA Cup final.
Yeah, I mean, okay, they're playing a team who got relegated, but you know, you've still got like a big money squad, and you still want to see some action. And unfortunately for the Chelsea fans, you got the result, but you didn't get the action. You didn't get it in the way that you wanted the result. You know, you wanted it to be a big win, a flamboyant victory, lots of good stuff, and it just weren't there.
Well, so after the game the weekend, Frank said, I learned a lot out of the game today from losing against Sheffield United. Well, nothing seemed like last night that he learned anything, you know. It's not have a go.
Well, I mean, obviously, you're relying on your players. they're obviously all well up to what's meant to be happening, but they're the ones that have got to produce it out there. I mean, you can set it up, you can tell them, you can say, right, this is what we want. And like, you know, he's using all his subs because he's obviously not happy with situations. So, you know, as one would say, we'll get your back four right, and you're okay, you're set with the keeper, then get your midfield, and then let's get the forwards, and let's get everybody playing collectively as a team. And I don't really think they are at the moment.
Well, I think that was a game last night. They really didn't need to play any defenders, did they?
No.
You know, I mean, he said at one time, I don't know if it was Martin Tyler, but he said he's playing well, the centre half. Well, they didn't have a centre forward. They didn't have a.
Yeah, there weren't no Antonio up there today.
No, there was nobody up there to give him a problem.
So enough about Chelsea then. We've spoken.
I think we've had enough.
And I think we have. Yeah, maybe some of the fans want to see a little bit more action this weekend. I'm sure they're going to get it. The game's tonight, Al. We've got 4 games. We've got the Newcastle Spurs, which really is just a middle of the road game. Anything could happen there. We got like the tough old Burnley playing the classy Wolves. That could maybe go either way. But as you pointed out, like, you know, 19-5, more or less 4-1 Burnley seems quite a big price to me.
Yeah, I think I don't care who plays for Burnley because
you know they're having a right go.
Yeah, they're in there. And they're looking at the, as I said about 3 weeks ago, they went into the that cup and they let themselves down in Europe 3 years ago, a couple of years ago.
So now they want to get back in and redeem themselves.
I think he's set them that target and said, look, let's go in and do it again, and this time do it properly.
I mean, when you think about it, I mean, Burnley, they had like players who didn't sign contracts. He didn't play them. He left 2 or 3 players out who were obviously injured. He's had squads which he's got maybe 2 or 3 with first team experience on the bench. They've had nothing, and to be where they are is nothing short of incredible, a miracle, really.
Yeah, I mean, the Rodriguez playing up
and they've
front.
just gone to Liverpool and drew 1-1 and went in the game.
Yeah, and hit the bar in the last minute.
Hit the bar in the last minute, that would have been a bit of fun.
But their front man, Rodriguez, he played right back as well for them. He played right back, right out. So they're really,
juggling them
as
around.
Harry used to say, we're down to bare bones. Which was Harry's favourite saying, wasn't it?
So I think Sean Dice and his team there, the whole, the old coaching staff and everybody, someone's got to take him, and they're a big club. I mean, Burnley have done well, but where are they going? You know what I mean? If they've got no squad really, and
I think he'd do well in somewhere like Tottenham. I think he's as honest as the day's long.
Yeah.
He only ever asks for his players what he gives, and he gives everything. He talks, and he talks so much sense, and his players respond to him, don't they?
Well, I'd fancy him at somewhere like...
You wouldn't get that last night Chelsea performance from Burnley.
No, exactly not, no. I'd fancy him, do you know what I'd fancy him? If Angelotti decided to move out from Everton, for whatever reason, he's doing a good job there at the moment, but the last 2 or 3 games they're not happy. Sean Dice, Everton, I'd fancy him there. I think he could, like, get the best out of them boys and then, like, you know...
I think he deserves
get him
a little
into a
bit better.
European
I think
spot.
he deserves a little bit better.
Oh, without doubt, yeah.
You know,
He does, you know. He's one of our English guys as well, which we'd like to see him do well. So Sean Dice, feather in his cap for what he's done with Burnley. Who knows what might happen in the up and coming summer? Who knows?
But on the other front, 4-1 tonight is a massive price. Our home team.
Yeah.
When they said it last night, I thought they were playing away. I thought 4-1 away ain't a bad bet. But then I looked and they're playing it home. 4-1.
It does seem a bit generous, but we do know the bookies don't seem to be generous. I fancied an avalanche last night, it didn't come. Like, Alan got it right, said no, don't see a lot of goals. Maybe Norwich might nick something, it didn't happen, but there weren't a lot of goals. Tonight, Man City Bournemouth, I will take the shirt off and take my shoes off if there isn't goals in this game. Again, we do have the problem, and everybody knows that is the problem of rotating the squad. They've got the FA Cup against the Arsenal.
Yeah.
What are they thinking about? They've got the all clear from Europe, Champions League, they're in next year. They've got to play their European Champions League game, you know, coming up in the next 2-3 weeks. So there's a lot going on. But if Pep plays his best team...
He will play his best team.
Yeah, well if he does...
He'll want to win the FA Cup. He can't... He's lost Premier League, isn't he?
Yeah.
By 20 odd points.
Yeah.
So he wants to say, look, we go. He said it earlier on. They can still win.
Yeah, they want to win everything that's
They
left.
want to win the treble.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it could happen. As I said, I'm gonna have another couple of quid on Raheem Sterling. You know.
No, yeah.
I am on that. What are you
Well,
laughing
yeah,
for? What are you laughing for? Raheem. He's going to be the man tonight. I mean, look, I'm
I
telling
want back
you.
in next season be score most headers.
Yeah, sure. In the 6-yard box.
Yeah.
And I think he gets on the score sheet. They're getting plenty of goals. They got Watford away, then they got Norwich at home the last game. I can only see plenty of goals for Man City between now and then, and hopefully Raheem gets a few of them,
Well,
which I'm sure he will. He's in the right place all the time. They give him the ball and he gets it in areas where he's got them in the box. He drops his shoulder, he's tricky, and he's finishing a bit better than what he used to now.
Yeah. He got 20 goals in that.
Tough game for Bournemouth, obviously.
Well, as I said, the best player ain't
Seriously, how do you think they'll go?
playing.
No.
You're putting it right.
They'll need an AK, when an AK-47 again.
Well, if they scored 4 against Leicester last week and they only had 4 shots, well 5 shots, I should have saw right at the end. But, we see last night that miracles happen, you know.
But I look at it like this. You tell me, and you guys watching out there, I could never ever see, I could be wrong, I've been wrong many times this last couple of months, and right on the odd occasion as well. I could never see Manchester City playing anywhere near as badly as Chelsea did last night. If they're not to win and not to win convincingly, they still will be passing it around, zipping balls in, looking a good team. Chelsea didn't look a good team, didn't get the passing game going together. I could not see Man City being like that. You know, it's a bit like Liverpool. I can't see them being like that. And that's why them two are miles ahead of everybody else right now. Great passers, crisp, good movement, good finishers, and entertaining the crowd every week.
Yeah. I mean, you go back to Chelsea again. I mean, you know, I remember.
You can't put them in the same league as Man City and what we've seen last night.
No, well they're not, are they?
Well, they ain't. That's right. Yeah.
You know, but that last night reminded me. I played in a reserve game at Chelsea a few years ago, and it reminded me of that. It was just.
Painful for everybody.
Painful, but the reason I go back to it, Tom, is are they going to learn from it? Will he take any positives from last night?
Well, I don't know. All I can say, there's only one positive from last night. It was 3 points.
You know, you can turn around and, you know, if it was Man City, you say, well, Aguero weren't playing, you know.
Yeah.
But Chelsea have all the, you know, apart from young Tomori, who's got to come in and play, the back four aren't good enough. You know, and I don't like. I went to see him. Went to the bridge a few months ago, and I said at half time. This is the first time I've ever seen a team that play where the back four have had more of the ball than anyone else. They just keep passing it across.
I know, it's driving me mad. That was.
Yeah, it's a nightmare for.
Well, he's got a lot to do, Frank, and I don't know if he's going to get a lot of time to do it, because I don't think Abramovich will be messing around if he's halfway through next season. He's not enjoying it.
It's a big result this weekend.
They've got 2 big games, haven't they?
Yeah, well, don't forget, Di Matteo won the Champions League and got the sack.
Yeah, Mr. Matteo.
So, Frank, beware.
So we went back there, but we'll talk about Bournemouth tonight. As much as I like Bournemouth and I'd like to see him stay up, I don't think they've got much chance tonight. I mean, Man City, surely it's going to be 4 or 5 goals.
I just hope there ain't a goal.
Look, if Wigan can get 8 against Hull.
Oh, my favourite team, Wigan.
Yeah, I did have Hull to score, by the way, as in goals galore. Wigan to win, both teams to score. 7-0 at half time. You think you might have a squeak somewhere. Another goal at Wigan, another goal. I'm thinking, as I say, Hull any minute, but he never did. Anyway, forget that. Man City for me, emphatic win. Bournemouth, 1 game after that, or 2 games to get himself out of it. Big game of the night. Your old team, the Gooners, versus the champs.
Well, they'll be up for it, won't they? You know, I thought they were a bit unlucky against Spurs. To be fair, I thought they were a better team.
Oh, the footballing team by a mile. Keeping possession, the movement, crisp moves. You know. It was a matter of just saw someone finish one. I mean, that'd be the rocket against the upright, that comes
yeah.
smashing out. They didn't get a whole lot of luck in the game, if I'm honest. But again, we've been speaking about defences, and hey, it's no good scoring 4 if your defence let in 5, and that defence is really, really, really shaky.
We'll see tonight. We'll see tonight. If they can make it pay early on, if they can get their heads in front, I think.
Yeah, I mean that could happen. I mean, I'm looking at, Liverpool, Salah. He wants the golden boot. He's obviously, as Alan said the other week when he missed that little one at whoever it was,
Yeah, he missed one right.
with a header, Brighton or something.
Hat-trick.
He nearly was crying like that.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
So obviously he wants
The
to get.
Kleenex
He
out.
wants to get that done. But I mean, obviously Henderson not being there, there's a little bit of stability missing in the midfield, which he does give them. As we spoke about him before, he's like he's not the unsung hero because he's way better than that. But he just does things that a lot of people don't notice, and he's done it, moved the ball on, and all of a sudden you miss that when he's not there. That could be Arsenal's little bit of hope in midfield. Just I think getting a quick break onto the Liverpool back foot.
Yeah, I don't. I can't work Liverpool out at the moment.
They haven't been at their best since lockdown, since they've come back.
No, it's very difficult, and like it was for Norwich last night, it's the same for Liverpool. One's got relegated and one's got the championship.
They've already
in
got the job
bag.
done, yeah.
They're just waiting to have the big party, Liverpool, aren't they? They've got nothing to play for. I don't believe
They are going for the record.
Well,
Well, at least it's another thing on the
I've got records
mantelpiece.
in my cupboard.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Again, I can't really see Arsenal beating them.
I can. If he's got his shooting boots on, the big lad.
I
up
think
front.
Arsenal's defence is so poor, playing against like Mane and the Salahs. I don't know how they can contain them.
You say
You've
that,
got
but
Robinson bombing down the left side.
there's
If
the
he
best
don't
us-
have a field day tonight against the right back who played against Spurs, well, you're never going to have a field day against anyone. Because that guy was diving in, I couldn't believe it. It was
Well,
like,
you got this thing about fullbacks.
well, being one, I've got to say something now and then about him, being a classy, fast foot, fleet-footed, fast, good passing, good tackling defender like I was.
Yes.
I'm now looking at some of these and thinking, when everyone asks, you think you could play today? Yes, I could, yeah.
I believe so.
Yes, I believe so. So here you go. You've got the games covered for tonight. Man City for me, Newcastle, Spurs. I'm not sure about that. I can't really see why Spurs should actually win. They're not
I
playing
can't
that
see.
well.
I can't see why you want to watch that game anyway.
I won't be.
No, I
won't.
know you won't.
I'll be looking at the score, and that'll be about it.
I'll be watching Arsenal.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. 8 o'clock though. But I'll be.
There's
I
3
might
6 o'clock
just.
games.
I'm going to have a little flutter. I might just have my last tenner on Burnley.
Yeah,
4-1, and I bet you might get 9-1, 8-9-1, them to be in front at half time, because Wolves don't score in the first half. 8 out of the last 10 games, they've been 0-0 at half time.
Right.
And we said that all along, haven't we?
Burnley don't get that many in the first half either.
They will tonight.
They will tonight. Okay.
That makes you.
Well, I'll probably go draw half time and maybe Burnley full time and get maybe a juicy 7-1 or something.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You could have both bets.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You could have draw half time, full time. You're going to get 8-10-1 both bets.
Yeah, well, we'll have a little look at that. That
But
could be
I
of
think
interest.
Burnley will come out on top tonight.
Okay. Burnley for Alan. I'm looking at these games tonight. I think there's no looking past Man City in my mind. Hope Raheem has a field day. The other 3 games,
Deep in our hearts.
I'm
we
saying
want
3.
Bournemouth to
I'm
get-
saying 3 draws. The others, but I do want Bournemouth to get a result.
Well, what?
But,
Wouldn't it be great to
I
go
want-
down
you know-
the last game of the season?
yeah, I want a Maserati for Christmas now.
Yeah.
So for me, three draws. The other ones, Man City to beat Bournemouth. That'd be the way I'll go tonight. So, anything more to say to the viewers out there, Alan?
Well, there's the big semi-finals coming up. Who's gonna be for the first lockdown cup final?
Yeah, really, yeah. Man United, Chelsea.
This is going to be
Man
memorable.
City, Arsenal. Will it be the two Manchester clubs, the two London clubs,
Yeah.
one of each?
Yeah.
Interesting. And all the games do have a little bit of, can go either way. You know, I would think, obviously, Man City are better than Arsenal at this moment in time, but it's a one-off game, so we know that can all change. Man United, Chelsea. Like United the other night against Southampton, you know, they looked like they took their eye off the ball. Chelsea definitely last night was the worst performance I've seen them all season.
Yeah.
So, are they all saving it up for this? I mean, I wouldn't have thought so, because if you're telling me the FA Cup is bigger than the Champions League, it hasn't been for the last few years, that's for sure. And I dare say, from any coach stroke manager, you know, the Champions League's what you want.
The most important trophy is the first trophy. I know Marino's always said, I want to win the first trophy of the season, get something in the cabinet, and then
Right.
at least you've got something, which is, it's a good theory. But I think the FA Cup final isn't what it used to be.
No.
But now it's a big competition if you haven't won nothing for so long.
Oh, well, they want
This would be such a feather in Frank's cap if he gets this.
No,
and
it would
if he
be.
gets knocked out, he could get a knock on his door Monday morning.
Oh, if he gets knocked out of the Champions League, who they got? Is it Bayern Munich? Or
They're
Bayern?
3-0 down at Bayern.
Yeah, that'll be a nice evening's entertainment. I
Yeah.
think.
So that's why.
We'll have to wait and see on that one. But anyway, for now, we've spoke about it. All you guys out there, stay safe. From me, Don, bye for now. Alan?
All London final.
All London final. He's a brave man. Okay, take care.